to another tutorial. Today I'm gonna show you how to build a Rift Blue map from scratch till it's finished. So we're gonna load into a world, and as you can see, it's completely empty. And maybe you will have a few player spawners on the map. Just delete them, so you have an outliner like this looking, where it's completely empty. We can start with creating folders. Just select it all by pressing Control and select them all one by one, or just press on the first one, navigate with your mouse to the last one you want and press Shift, and then press your mouse. You will select all the things in between. Just click here. We're gonna name it Grid Plane, so it's empty and it's nice. Okay, so first we have to start with the foundation. Just go into the Fortnite folder, go into others, go into gallery and then go to other. There you have all this typical obstacle course galleries that we need. We need a blue one. Just drag it into your map, see if it's the one with both sides color. So we need this one. Create a new folder. It's very important to keep everything clean, so just create a new folder. I'm gonna name it Basic Blue Floor. And then when we duplicate it, you see it stays in the folder, so that's a very nice way to do it. And then we need also a wall. You're gonna take this one where both sides are blue, and just create a new folder. Basic, we're just gonna call it again Basic Blue Wall, and there you have your first thing you need. After that, we're gonna do the same thing for red. So just drag it into the world, see if it's the right one. No, it's the wrong one. So we need this one, as you see. Now search for the wall that you need. It's the right one, and there you have your first thing. Create the folders for both. Here, name it, since a floor, name it Basic Red Floor. You can name it however you want. I just like to name everything so even a stranger knows what I'm talking about. Oh. There we have it. Now we're gonna create the most popular one, so just stay tuned in and see what I'm doing. You need to copy this floor 17 times. You can do it one by one, or you can just select any amount of floors or walls you want, and you can copy them now into your map and how you want it. As you can see here, we have 14 right now, and we need 3 more. Now we have 17. You can check it by selecting the first one and the last one, dragging it up if it's really 17, and we have 17 now. That's perfect. We're gonna do the same thing with the red floor. What you can also do is, as you saw me doing, you can press down Control and Alt. You can do this like in your normal PC settings too. So this is pretty nice, so you can select everything. Just be careful, it's gonna really select everything, like also the grid. So I like to do it there you go. And this thing is going to be 9 tiles long. So just select everything like this, or just go into your floor and select everything in the outliner, and then do it 9 times. There we go. And as you can see, it's looking better than it was before. Do the same thing with the red ones. I'm just gonna select the red ones, and as you can see in the outliner, it looks pretty full. That's why we create these folders, so you can just close the folder. And when we close all the folders, look how empty it looks and how nice it looks. And now we have to go to the red floor, select everything, and place it into the map. We're gonna do the walls now. And for the walls, you can do whatever you like to do. But what I do is create a line full of walls like this. Select the floors and do it one up. And then we're gonna start the walls being like this. So you have a nice area in the battle space where players can hide or just go inside of. Yeah. So this you need to make 7 tiles high. So now it's 7 tiles high, and we need to do this thing again. Just as a reminder, you can do it however you like. I'm just doing the most popular one. So you can recreate it or even do it one by one. I'm gonna do it from scratch so you know how to do it, but I also going to change a few things up so it's just better for me. Do it with a few. It's much faster. Now place this again, and there you have the thing. It looks nice, but we need a floor here so people can walk on it. So just copy once. As you can see, we have a very nice foundation now, and it's not even taking this long. Now do the same thing for red. What I like to do is select all these, since I know what I'm doing, and you also know it too. As I know what I'm doing and you also know it now, you can select all of these. Just hold down Alt and drag it where you want it to have. Look, now it's a bit messed up. I can delete it. Or what I can do is press Ctrl and Z, and it's gonna undo my steps what I did. And yeah, there we have the wall now. Just drag it in here since you know what you're doing, and you can do it much faster now because you have the blueprint and you know exactly what you have to do. So fast. It looks pretty nice. Do the same thing for the other side. Just think of the trick that we used. Hold down Ctrl and Alt, select all these walls, hold down Alt and drag it into the direction you want it to have. And all these walls. So there you go. Now it looks pretty nice. You have the basic arena now. Yeah. Select this wall and close it up, this area. Do it on both sides. Now we got these 2 walls, and we're just gonna drag them up again and design the map as we want it to be. Copy paste it much faster, but I'm doing it for the tutorial, so yeah, I'm gonna do it slow. Now we have it on both sides. Do the same thing on the blue side. Now it's looking much better. Now we're gonna do the bottom part. Select all these 6 tiles and do it to the whole side. Do the same thing for the blue side. there we go. We're gonna open up our Fortnite project in the content browser, and we're gonna open up galleries and then others. I like to favorite my galleries that I use often, so just click, for example, this gallery, do right click on it, and you can set a color, however color you would like to do. I already got it saved, so you can't save it again. But for example, I can go to nature and add to favorites, and there you go. As you can see, it's in favorites, but I don't want it to be here, so I'm gonna remove it from favorites. And you can also color all the folders however you like it to color, so you just know whenever you build something that is the folder you need. So yeah, we're gonna go to the blue. Now we need the roofs that we're gonna use at ramps. Make a new folder, call it BLUE ramps. So place down your ramp, and when you placed your ramp and did the folder, just copy and paste this like this, also to the other side. Looks nice. What you need to do now is select the middle, so just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and just select the middle, so 5 on both sides. This is the middle. As you can see, here are 5. I have 5 objects, and here are 5 too. This is the middle. We can delete this part, the floor, place it down here, and take this wall, grab the thing in the middle to already rotate it. You can do it another way. You can select Alt and drag it into this direction. So just press down 7. As you can see, it rotates in 90 degrees. Just make sure to drag this side, the other side, so it looks nice and clean. Let's do this on the other side too. And now we're gonna do something that looks very, very nice. We're gonna select the grid panel, the grid plane here. And what we're gonna do is color it. So select both. You can create your own material, but we're just gonna take the default one. We're gonna write down red. So we can scroll down. I like to use the red flat. So just write down flat red, simple pure red. And this looks very nice. Now make sure to select every plane and position it into the middle. That looks perfect. That's the middle, and do the same thing for the left. So for the blue team, now select every plane and drag it into the middle. And now it looks nice. It looks like a proper map. Now let's continue building. Make sure that it's 7 tiles long, or 6 floors from this point of view, and just place it down, select all of them, copy and paste them all. That's about right. Now take this wall, rotate it the way you want it to be, and do it 4 walls high. Select every one of these walls and just close up the area and drag it down backwards. You can hold down Alt and do the same thing as we did with the copy and pasting before, or just hold down Alt and drag it down here. When you want to rotate it, please be sure to rotate it like this with the rotation thing, because when you press down 7 with many walls, it doesn't work as well. I can demonstrate it to you. When you for example select these walls and press on 7, as you can see, it's buggy and it doesn't work as well. That's why you have to make sure to do it like this, okay? And there we go. Now close down this side, just doing the same thing. Select them all at once. Look, it didn't work well, but that's enough. We're gonna save up a lot of time. And yeah, there we go. You have a full floor that you have just made. You can close it down. And we are almost done. What you can do is just select this floor, and when you want to halve it and do it perfect, just enable on your grid snapping. That's the other way to do it, but it's difficult to do it when you want to do it in the half, you know, that's not possible. That's why enable grid snapping, and just as I did before, just select it and press down 7, and there you have it in a perfect position. We're gonna do the same thing for the blue side. So here we go, now it's perfect. So now what we need to do is take a ramp, rotate it, and put it here. Close it down with the walls. You can do it on both sides. You don't need this wall, but you can use it if you want. I'm just going to do it clean, and I'm closing down everything so it just looks the best way and it looks clean. Why we need this, you're gonna see later, but we're gonna place down a device here. So when the player just walks up to here, he is going to get pushed up here, and just it works everything automated and it looks very nice. Now we're gonna work on the second floor. The second floor is only 2 walls high. Just select them, press on 7, and there you have it. Leave this space empty since we need it to build a way to get to here. Make sure to close this down, and there you go. Let's now focus on connecting these 2 parts with each other. Just take this ramp, place it down here, copy it, and there you have the connection. Make sure to close it up everything. So just close it up. So when the people go through this, they only see the map and not outside the map. That's very important. So make sure to close it. Take this part and just do it right. Now the ceiling, and there you go. That looks perfect. This is how the players will see it. You can also place down the floors already if you want to. Now we're gonna do this exact thing on the other side too. Just copy this if you want. Now we're gonna close this down, and then we're gonna focus on this part on the other side. There we go, this is perfect. There we go, as you can see it looks perfect now. No wall or floor is missing, and it's a very good connection. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So there we go. Just make sure to save it again. I'm taking now these 2 walls and placing them here as like a tunnel. Select all of them and place them up again. Make sure to close these walls down. Only the 1 wall, and this will be the way to get up. Take a ramp, rotate it as usual, and place it up here. I'm gonna do it with a floor again, because I just like when things look clean. Please make sure to select all these floors and drag them up one floor. Make sure to close this up. There we have a full floor, and now it looks very, very nice. A few things are missing, but we're gonna come to them later. This part of it here, and now we're gonna make sure that we are going to use it. Make it like this, like a square. Put it up. Make sure to delete this wall. Take the ramp and place it up here. So this way, you can place a jump pit inside of this, or even something else. Because we're building the most popular map, make sure to copy these walls and place down ramps here, so the players can shoot from here and have a safe place to play. Now we need to go into the gallery again, select the blue one, and we need this tile. Make sure, as always, to select the side where both sides are blue and colored. Create a folder like always. Name it. Place them down. And we gotta do the same thing up here. Make it 3 tiles long. Take the roof wall. Press 7. Place it like this. If it's wrong, just drag it and it's gonna look right. Do the same thing on both sides. Take a ramp, place it down here. There we go. Make sure to close every ramp up. And now we have a very good looking map. Now we have to do all this on the other side too. And then it's pretty much done. You have your main arena right here. And everything that I'm gonna do now, you can do, but you don't have to do. You don't have to do these all type of things too. You can create it however you like, but we're just gonna do it better and way cleaner. So go into one of the galleries, take this red thing, make a folder again, name it like you want. I'm gonna name it basic red half wall. Now do it with the blue walls also. There we go. This looks way better. Now decide on which side you want to add your vault, like here, and just do it however you want to do. I'm going to do it 3 walls high. Place down a wall like this, and there you can put inside your vault. Since there is no good looking gallery in my opinion with good floors that are yellow, like for example, I don't like how this looks, we're just gonna go into the modeling mode. Just click here, modeling mode, and make a box, place it into your map, make it much longer, like for example this looks good, and make the height less. This looks decent. Now we're gonna color it here. You can create your own material and you can create your own material and place it into it. I'm just going to search up flat yellow. There we go, the pure yellow, and this looks much nicer than any other floor or wall. We're gonna accept this. Now we can go into the selection mode again, and there you have this nice floor. Not quite in the middle, but we're gonna fix it later. Scale it up so it's the right width as you want it to be. Please make sure to name it however you like. Create a folder. Now delete those floors, drag it where you want it to have. Now you have the perfect scales. Copy and paste it, place it up here. Can use it for this side also. Or we're just gonna do the back wall first. Just copy and paste this wall here. There you go. And now we have a nice looking vault. We're just gonna round it up a bit with, just make sure to select the right one where both sides are colored and place it inside of here. This looks already way better. I'm gonna do a folder just for this. Now you have to do it for the red side too. I'm just gonna place it into the same folder. Select all these floors, copy and paste them, do it on both sides. Now you see when I'm up here, I can't see the walls. Just drag this wall right here, make it square, as I told you. Select everything, copy and paste it, close the square, so when you're inside, you can't see into the builds. Delete this floor, select everything, make it up, delete this thing, take one ramp, rotate it, position it right, and there you go. Do the same thing for the red side. Perfect. New one right on the right side and on the right position. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I just like to select everything and copy and paste it on the other side. Now you see the map is getting better and better, and you have everything almost ready. You can just add up a few different things however you like. We're going inside the island settings. Please select how many players you would like to have. I'm going to do 20 because 20 is the most common one on a red versus blue map. Teams, I have two teams, one red team and one blue team. So just do the team index to 2. Team size, split evenly, so the teams are split evenly. Rounds, I don't have a round system. It's one round that is very long, so 1 round. This you can just leave. Allow friendly fire, no. Team rotation, no. Just leave everything like it is. Auto start means how long do the people need to wait in the pregame lobby till the match begins. I'm just going to do 20. And for start at max players, this is going to start the game already when the max player amount is reached. We're not going to add a game start countdown. This is a countdown when the game begins, but why would we need it? So we're not gonna add it. Spawn location, spawn pads, spawn pad selection random. This we can leave everything. Spawn limit also, but very important, join in progress. Spawn. We don't want the players to spawn in the next round since we don't have rounds. Just select spawn and they're going to spawn inside of the map in an already existing match, which is very nice. Post-game spawn location, I'm just going to do the pre-game location since we're going to add a pre-game lobby. Down but not out, we're going to turn off so people don't get knocked out. Also very important is to change this setting to keep. so players keep their items when they get eliminated. Health granted on elimination, you can add Siphon. I'm gonna add Siphon 50. I'm gonna add Siphon, so it means when I eliminate an opponent, I'm gonna grant 50 shield or health depending on which one I need. I like to do it on 200, so the player gets full life after eliminating someone. Wood granted on elimination, I'm going to change that up to 300 maybe. This also to 300 and this to 200. You just can leave it off if you want to. Gold granted on elimination, I'm just going to do it 10. You can select it however you like, so players can allow respawn whenever they like. Leave it on. And player elimination audio, I'm just gonna leave it on 2. Show individual scores, you don't want this. It's a team mode, so the team has a score. You can just leave this up. Change the voice chat scope to all when it's not to all already. When the game is finished, this will determine how long the display will be, and I'm just gonna do it to 8. You can just leave this on default, and even the custom victory callouts or the defeat callouts, but I'm just gonna leave everything like this. Here I'm not gonna touch anything. You can change the length of your game. You can make it 2 hours long or even 1 minute long, but I'm just gonna leave it off. The game can be as long as it wants to be. Yeah, just scroll down. Round winner display. There are no rounds, but I'm just gonna do it to 5. You can hide the back blinks here if you like. I'm just gonna leave it on. I am not going to change anything here, or just the energy cost, because I find it annoying when you can't sprint that long. I'm just going to do it to 10. You can just leave it on default. The flight speed, I'm going to change to 1, since we're going to add superpowers, and this will determine how fast the player can fly. 1 is already very fast because I leave player flight sprint on, and this is just perfect. Make sure to change this setting too. Allow building, we're going to allow building to all. Allow to edit also on default, because you can edit on your team's builds, but not on the opponent's teams. Now, very important, we're going to change the infinite consumables and check it. We're going to uncheck the building materials and check the ammo. This is very important because we're going to add a gold system into the map, so players have to earn gold by eliminating other players or just by completing quests. And we're going to add some things that players can buy with gold. And when you leave this setting on, the players will have unlimited building materials and gold. What is a bit weird, but yeah, just do this to 10,000. You can do it as high as you want. I like to keep it at 10,000. And make sure to turn this on, that the player starts with the pickaxe, and change the pickaxe destruction to default. Environment damage, only select player build only, so players can only destroy their builds and not the map that we created. Very, very important setting. Structure damage, just leave it to all, so players can damage all the structures that they are built. And that's about it. You can change the time of the day to whatever time you like. I'm going to leave this off on default. You can change that up. These are filters for your map. Now, one other setting is I'm going to change up the max trackers on HUD to 2, since I will use trackers later. And island code display, I'm going to turn off, not show, because I'm going to create my own island code and add it into the game. Please make sure to check the gold resource count. It is going to show, and scroll down. We're going to change a few different settings too. Game score display determines how long the final scoreboard will be shown at the end of the game. Do this to 15. Display scoreboard, yeah. We also going to display a career scoreboard so players can compare their lifetime scoreboard with their friends. And yeah, now we're going to edit the scoreboard. The first one I'm gonna leave on eliminations. The second one I'm gonna do to assists. The third one I'm going to do damage dealt. And the last one I'm going to change to time alive. And this is it. These are the best island settings, in my opinion, to use. So now we are back and we are going to make the mechanics. I also like to edit the map a bit more, so it just looks better in my opinion. What you can do is add these ramps on both sides. Make sure to find your roof wall. Now you already have a better looking map. The last thing what I want to add to this is the balconies. Make a folder. Now you have an even better looking map. Go into the Fortnite folder here and select devices. And you can just now search for barrier. Put it inside of your arena. Barrier device, I'm gonna name it. You can name it however you like. I like to name it barrier outside because we need to create this barrier so people can't jump outside of the map. Now I'm going to change the width and place it where I want it to be, where I want it to have. This looks perfect because it's in the middle of the wall too. Scroll down, change the setting. The other things you can keep like this. I like to check this off because people can't shoot through the barrier when it's on. Change the wall height to 60 or even 100. It really does not matter. It's just to make sure nobody can fly this high with a helicopter or something else and go outside the box. Now you have to figure out how long this side is. It's pretty easy. Just check it. Yeah, 15 should be enough. And we have it right there. If you want to make sure that you don't mess it up, just do it to 50.2. And now it's a little bit over it, but it doesn't matter. For the sides, make sure to position it in the middle. 21 will be enough. Duplicate it. That looks nice. Now do it for this places too. Now I'm gonna do the same thing 4.2. So I'm just making sure that it's really on the spot and not too small. That looks perfect. Now it's done. We can select all the error devices and check if we did it the right way. Make sure to lit it up again and just change this to one of these. And now you can see no light is coming through. So we did it the right way and it looks very, very nice. And now we can just clear the barrier and it's going to be invisible. The next thing is to make sure that players cannot build in here. For that, just go to the devices folder again, search for the Mutator zone, place it into your world, make sure to call it. I'm going to name it Mutator Zone Basis. Change the values on it. Make the height into the player space where players spawn, like this. So now we have a Mutator zone that only fits for this. The last setting I'm going to change in here is the pickup lifespan to like 8 or maybe 10. So when players drop their items in this area, they will disappear after 10 seconds. And last setting I'm going to change is the movement multiplier. I'm going to put it on 150, so players move faster in this Mutator zone. The last Mutator zone I'm going to make is for the middle part, because for me it's very important that items disappear after a long time. So I'm just going to select this. Every setting is right. Just switch up allow building, because you want to allow people building. Change up the movement multiplier so it's normal, and the lifespan I'm going to reduce to 5. Here we go. This is the Mutator zones and the barrier devices you need to have on your map just to make it run perfectly and fine. I'm going to close the folded and disable the visibility so I don't see the Mutator zones the whole time. I'm going to do the same thing on the barrier devices. Now we're going to build the build reset on this map. How to do it is very easy. First you need the explosive device. Just pull it into the map. Then you need a timer. And you also need a timed objective device. And now we're going into the settings. First, go into the settings of the timer, change it up to the value you want it to be. I'm going to change it up to, I don't know, 5 minutes. No, let's do 6 minutes. Start at game start, very important, turn it on. Can interact, turned off. Applies to everyone. Success on timer, yes. Completion behavior, restart. Visible during game, only timer. You can change up the color if you like. I'm just going to leave it at white. Display time in seconds or minutes. You can also do it to seconds. I like to have it minutes and seconds. We're going to leave this. Show in HUD. I'm going to turn this off. Audio effect, I'm going to also turn this off. And these are all the settings you need to have. Now, very important. The settings for their explosive device. Can be damaged? No. Blast radius, we're just going to turn this up to 10. If you want to see how far the blast radius reaches, just turn on this setting to damage, and there you can see how far this one device reaches. And scroll up, player damage to 0, structure damage to the max amount. I'm going to change knockback to off, disable the VFX and also the collision. Show health bar, going to also turn this off, and the play audio, I'm going also to turn this off. This explosive device will explode when this timer is completed, so on success. So after 6 minutes, this device will explode. So after this explosive device is exploded, you need to make sure it resets. For that, just select reset and select the time objective device on completed. I tried it many times to only do it with the timer, or even just reset the explosive device when it explodes, but this is somehow buggy. Like after a long time it doesn't work anymore. So this is the right way to do it. Now go inside the timed objective device and set the time to like 60 seconds. Start when the round starts to yes. Hologram until disable this settings. Change the completion behavior to restart. Leave everything like this. Turn these settings off. And this is it. This is everything you need for the explosion to work. Now take the timer and put it into your map wherever you want it to have. I like to place it in here. I'm just going to do it in the corner like this, pull it up, so now it reaches the whole area. If you want to check if you duplicated, if the functions are still there, just scroll down, duplicate it, and you can see the functions are still there. I'm just going to duplicate this and do this in the middle part and this side too. The next thing I'm going to set up is the vault. So make sure to take another timer, name it. Make sure that you don't have any functions in it, and this will work perfectly. It will restart and start at the game start. Change the time to whatever you like it to be. I'm just going to change it to 30 minutes. That's about right. You can change it to whatever you like. And change the settings as we already know it. Make sure to place it right here, like this, and change the height and everything. Now you need to position it right, like this, select it, and I'm just going to put it inside of the folder that we created. And now you just need to change one setting in this, disable when this timer is done, so on success. And this is pretty much it. So now you need a player spawner. Place it into your map and name it. Change following settings. Use the island start, turn this to off. Visible in-game, turn this to off, and change the priority group to 1. Now we are going to create the pregame lobby spawners. For that, let's place down another player spawner, name it pregame. Now change visible in-game off, enable during phase pregame only, and priority group to 2. Make sure you have as many player spawners for each team as you selected in the island settings. We selected 20 players overall, so we need 10 player spawners for the blue team and 10 player spawner for the red team. Select all player spawner that we just created and change the team to team index 1. As you can see, it's turning blue since the blue team. Now take one of the spawners, change the name to team red, change the team index to 2, and as you can see, it's getting red. Turn it and just position it where you want it to be on the other side on the map. There we go. This looks nice. Now, as we created the pregame lobby, I'm going to select these 4 walls and floors, drag them to here. Take your pregame lobby spawner and also drag it to the pregame lobby. And this way we can just design and create the pregame lobby as we want it to be. I'm just going to place down 20 player spawners since we have 20 players in our map. And as you can see, we placed down 20 player spawners for the pregame lobby, and we have a fully functioning pregame lobby. Now we are in game, and as you can see, we are in the pregame lobby. And when you start the game, we're going to launch into the game and spawn in the arena where we set it up. Open up your phone, your content browser, and go into devices, and can search up for the movement modulator, place it down, change the grid snap to 1, so it's perfectly aligned, place it into your map, open up the settings and go to the all settings, all options, and change following things. This you can turn off or leave it on. I just like to leave it on, so it doesn't matter. Effect duration 3 seconds. This isn't relevant. What we are going to do is to imply the impulse and change these 2 settings. Upward impulse we're going to change to 4000. And you can see it works, but it's not quite there. So we're just going to change a few settings more. Maybe 350. And that's the perfect amount, I would say. It works. And now we have to change a few settings. If you want to turn off the visibility of the device, just go to visibility in game now, and it won't be visible, nothing of it. I'm going to import and create own textures that just look better than the in-game ones and place them there so players know that you can go up there. That's easy. Now copy it and do it on the whole map. And also change it up here. This maybe, yeah, see, that's about right. And this is going to be on these places here. So the player, when he walks in front of the wall, gets pushed up. Just change up the settings as always. You can do this to 600 maybe, and this one to this. As you can see, it's perfect. It works. Make it smaller. Just create, to do this, just create one. Make sure to change the directions. Like this. Select the ramp you want it to be on. I'm just going to select this ramp. And now we're just going to edit the way it's positioned. Since I have it here, I like to position it in UEFN so it just fits perfectly. I'm just going to do this quick, and this was the right way to do it. You see, it's perfect. Now we need to change the settings, 280 to 280, and there you go. It has a nice impulse to it, and you can get anywhere with it. That's perfect. Duplicate it on every side. Very nice. Now what we need else is to get a pad, a jump pad, get it and place it here. Now you can launch into the battle too with a pad, and that's perfect. So just search up the device folder damage and place it into your map. Make a folder as always. We have to position it to the middle and change up the values here. Place it like this, so it doesn't affect this wall from this side, but this wall from this side. And now change the height to, I'm going to change this to 80, since my Mutator zone is also this high. Now switch up the settings here. I'm going to damage 25 damage every second. No, every 2 seconds is fine. And also now I'm gonna do 30 damage every 2 seconds. FX shields, yes. Enable F4FX, no. Change this setting, select a team, and as you can read here, determines what team is affected by this volume. Change this up to team 2. So team 2 is affected by this volume and gets damage when they enter the spawn area from team blue. Copy and paste this. Change the name to team red. I misspelled this, team red. And change the team, select the team to 1. Open up your content browser. Select the right folder. This is the right one. And now you can see the mole web lab wall. Place it into your map. Change this value, the scale value, to 2. The straight one. So make sure to select the right one. This is the right one. Scale it up a bit. Move it to the back. Place this next to it. Like this. And make sure to make it as close as possible to the wall. So like this. This is perfect. You can make this even smaller because it's too big. I'm positioning it right like this. This should be perfect for a map. Create a folder, like always. Now, we're going to copy and paste this. That's perfect. Now we are missing out on something, and we're talking about this. We're going to select this one and just make it bigger. This is about right, and it looks very nice. Do the same on the other side. So when you select the whole folder, just by select all, we can duplicate this. Place item placer, go into the devices folder. Place an item placer. Make a folder. Disable interactions. Disable can be damaged. And enter the weapon you want to display. I'm just going to take the pistol, level 5 pistol, and select the Ranger pistol. Scroll down and disable play audio. Change the visual style to icon and just rotate this and make it way bigger. Maybe rotate it a bit more. So this looks very nice. This way people can see and they know what weapons are in this wall. We're going to do the same thing for the other weapons, and here you can see how I do it. Make sure to save this up, drag in another item placer, and you can click here and click them on weapons, because I'm going to combine all of the weapons in one folder. So when we later duplicate this and turn it to the other side, it's going to stay the same. Now here are some things you need to change. Disable this. LR respawn, turn this to 0. And that's about it. Now we're going to enter the weapons that we will like to use. You can do this however you want. It's up to you. I'm going to do this my way, so if you want to copy me, just watch the video. If not, do it yourself. So now we are ready and we place down all the weapons we wanted to. So just go inside of this, make sure to save it before, and select every weapon we just placed. Hold down Alt. Now as you can see, we placed everything down, and you can just make sure and see if everything is correct. Just check it. When it's checked, just press escape and your things are here. We could also add more stuff, for example a vending machine, and place it down here because it looks a bit empty, and make sure that this costs gold. Select an item that a player will get when he spends 150 gold. For example, I'm going to give the player the bolt. Just make sure that all these settings are right. And this looks a bit boring and a bit old, so we're just going to change this up. The model, we're going to select the modern one. And this looks nice. We're also going to add a changing booth. Yeah, so players can switch up their outfits and their skins. Create a folder. Yeah, just drag and drop it in the global size. Rotate this. Place it in here. Now your game is almost ready, but there are a few problems. For example, when a player spawns, he doesn't get anything, like he doesn't get wood or materials at all, because we turned off the infinite materials in the island settings. Therefore, we need to create an item granter that will grant every player a certain amount of materials he can use. Just name it and change these settings in the item granter. Keep all items, select 3 items, search up for wood, give them like 700, search up stone 600, and search up metal and give them 500. There you can put things inside that players will get when they spawn, and you also need to change a few settings. So enable on game start on, triggering players, you have to turn this to all. Equip granted items, yes. Just put this to the maximum in case you need to add more and you forget to do this. Cycle behavior stop, this is right. Drop items at player location if inventory is full, never. Grant on timer, we're going to turn this to 30 seconds. And grant on item start, on game start I mean. We're going to turn this on, so when the player is out of mats, he gets all the materials every 30 seconds. So when the player joins, maybe he will not have materials because the game already started, but the item granter grants every player on the whole map all the items every 30 seconds, so this will work just fine. But a few things are missing, for example the items in the vault. The platform, and this looks nice, and we are pretty much done with the map. Now we are back in our project and we are going to change something up. We need XP, and how to set up XP is pretty easy. You need to search up accolade. Now drag out a elimination manager, and you don't even have to switch up something in it. Just go to the accolade and switch this setting up. Award when elimination manager on elimination. Also change this setting up, triggering player, so only the player who gets elimination gets the award and the accolade. And after that, go to the name. This is what the player will see when XP is granted. So you can name it elim or even elimination, and even add a smiley like you want it to be. I'm just going to do a flame. And this is how much XP the player will get for elimination. Just be sure to select this right. Like, for example, imagine you have one vault. It opens only once a time in a map. So it can grant very large XP. But eliminations, all players get eliminations since it's a combat map. So please select it to like very small or small. Otherwise you will maybe have problems in the future. Copy this. Make a vault for, make an accolade for the vault. And name it Vault Opened. And change the name to Vault Opened. And now we can do very large or even large, because it only happens once a game. And make sure to select this so everyone gets the award when the vault gets opened. Select the time device when on success, and that's the easy way. I hope you liked the tutorial. For more stuff, just make sure to subscribe and follow. I really hope you can do your own stuff now and build your own maps. And I will do a tutorial on how to improve your maps, for example, like how to make them much better with more triggers and more accolades, so players will get everything on my Patreon. So just make sure to subscribe and check out my Patreon, as I will upload the video in the next few days on how to improve a map that it looks very, very nice and player appealing, and how to add superpowers that are in game that you can just simply recreate. If you want to test this map, just make sure to enter this code. There you can test this map, how it looks. I got many more maps, but this is the map I'm showing you right now. Hope you can do something with it. Enjoy it and see you. Bye.